Good afternoon and welcome back to West Ham Irons United. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I hit panic stations literally minutes ago because my internet crashed, but it wasn't my internet that crashed. It was my wife turning off the mains power switch at the router. And literally a minute before I came on live, everything stopped working. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I went through, spoke to her, she was like, I've just turned it off. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, welcome back to, like I said, to West Ham Irons United. I'm Anton, that you are here back with me for a West Ham daily, a daily show we're doing every day. Yes, it is a little bit early. I understand that. I've had to do it early today due to something I've got planned later on. And we are normally putting these shows out at 1:15 p.m.-ish, just because we know Stell's always late, and nine times out of 10, I'm not so late. But I'm actually bringing it to you early. I did put it out as a little notification on YouTube earlier on. So apologies if you do watch this at the expected time of 1:15 p.m.-ish. I've just brought it early for a one-off. Anyway, we are bringing to you, as you can see in the title, Man United are to offer Lingard plus a fee for Declan Rice. Big, massive question mark. Like I said, we're no ITK, but we're here to discuss it. And reports today are suggesting, like I've said, they're going to explore the signing of Declan Rice as part of negotiations for Jesse Lingard. Both players have been in fine form for West Ham this season, and that's given David Moyes' side a genuine chance of finishing in the Premier League's top four. Manchester United, of course, loaned Jesse Lingard to West Ham in January, and after the midfielder had fallen out of favour with Solskjaer's team and dropped down the pecking order, even more so after the signing of Bruno Fernandes. However, the England international is reborn, and yes, he is an England international at West Ham, scoring 6 goals and registering 3 assists so far in his since his debut on the 3rd of February, which is more than any other player in the Premier League, and that's in 8 games. What an absolute brilliant return from him. And of course, West Ham want to sign Lingard on a permanent basis. However, it was a loan deal with no option to buy. He played every minute of the season up until... Oh, where am I going here? I've just been totally lost. We obviously want to sign him on a permanent deal, but Manchester United reportedly, I have to make that key word in there, will explore a potential deal to sign Declan Rice as part of any negotiations for Jesse Lingard. And of course, Declan Rice, England international, he's been in terrific form himself, and has played every minute of every game this season up until that injury that he picked up from international duty. I mean, the guy simply oozes class in the heart of David Moyes' West Ham midfield. I mean, let's have a look at some of his stats. 7 block shots this season, 58 interceptions, 34 clearances, 210 recoveries, 132 duels. One, I've just noticed there's a spelling mistake in there, so apologies, and 42 aerial battles won. I mean, the guy is just relentless in the job that he does. But like we've said, talks between West Ham and Man United haven't actually started yet, but the Red Devils could demand higher than £25 million for Lingard as a result. How much do you think Jesse Lingard is worth? Get your comments in and let me know how much you think you would pay for him. But listen, furthermore, West Ham aren't the only club potentially interested in signing Jesse Lingard. I mean, you've got clubs like previously Newcastle, Wolves, Marseille that were all linked to Jesse Lingard back in January, and they could revive their interest. And then there's other clubs sniffing around, Leicester, etc., that might be interested in signing him. But the fact that we've got him at our club is definitely a positive, and hopefully something we can do moving forward. And Man United coaches think that Lingard is definitely back to his best. I mean, West Ham bringing him in and giving him a form of responsibility, a guarantee of games, a license to try things on the pitch. We wonder how this saga will play out. When it comes to Declan Rice, Moyes has admitted that the club could be vulnerable to offers. Of course, we're vulnerable to offers. You've got to think about how West Ham are playing this season. And if we are vulnerable to offers, it would have to be a Bank of England money offer to prize Declan Rice away from the club, where he's made over 100 Premier League appearances and captained West Ham this season. And it's reported that Manchester United are going to be looking at trying to fill that gap from the ageing Matic in the middle of the park. When it comes to Declan Rice, and Jesse Lingard, who obviously extended his contract at Man United in December before the move to West Ham. We did fail to include an option to buy with him after the conclusion of his loan deal. But why would, what the question I would ask to you guys is in the chat, first question is, why would Declan Rice leave? And why would Jesse Lingard want to go back to Manchester United? Is it Manchester United trying to drive up the price in terms of trying to offer him a new contract? Is that trying to get West Ham to free up a bit more money? What's the maximum amount of money that you would pay? I'm just going to put up another image here. Of course, it's from Canning Town Len. Of Jesse Lingard and Declan Rice, both England internationals. Do you see this being a reasonable or an option to be a swap? We need, listen, let's look at some more of the stats of Jesse Lingard. He's got 23 shots on goal, 14 on target. He's had 5 blocked shots. He's got 16 fouls against, and he's got a 79% pass completion rate. He absolutely makes huge strides for West Ham moving forward, and that is the sort of player that West Ham need to make sure we get the deal over the line. I've seen a lot of chat going around over the last couple of days, even within the West Ham Irons United group, where people are saying, I don't know if I would pay over the odds for him. But when you've got a player that makes such an impact at West Ham, and I'm talking like, could you compare the impact that he's made to the impact that Dimitri Payet had, to the impact that Arnautovic had when he played up front? Is he better at that level? He's up there. He's up there, and in my opinion, I think he is. Every time Jesse Lingard gets that ball in that midfield area, or even further back in the West Ham half, I get excited, and I think something can happen. And he has shown and proven that week in and week out. And when it comes to Declan Rice, 29 games this season. Look at this, though. 88% pass completion, 66% tackle completion. And you're telling me no big clubs or any clubs are going to come in for him? Of course they are. Of course they're going to tempt West Ham board. But what is it going to take for the West Ham board to potentially sell Declan Rice? I don't think we should sell him for any money. You've got plenty of examples over our West Ham lives to see how we've sold players beyond just taking in a bit of money, etc. It's just not for me at all to sell them. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in someone from one of the guys, one of the West Ham Irons United guys, who's also got his own separate YouTube channel. It's Jake. Jake, how you doing? Thank you for joining us from West Ham Unofficial. Yeah, what do you think on the whole Declan Rice and Jesse Lingard story?
It is difficult because there's a lot of people, everybody's got their opinion. There's so many opinions out there, we definitely need Jesse Lingard to sign permanently. We'd absolutely love it because what he's brought since he came in, just his first game against Aston Villa, that was a must-have masterclass, that 3-1 victory over Aston Villa. And I just feel he's just so crucial in there. We've unfortunately lost Antonio, but I think with Jesse Lingard there, with the last 8 games to go, I don't feel so bad about it because I feel we've got Lingard there, we've got Bowen. I think Bowen will play up top, but I feel he's just there and he's experienced. He's just overall a very, very class player, and he's come to us. And to be fair, we've got him into the qualifiers for England. That's what he wanted. But the bit that worries me is where it says for any negotiation to happen or whatever it said. If they want Jesse Lingard, we want Declan Rice, which of course, if anything below £100 million come in, for me personally, I don't know about you, wouldn't even look at that, to be honest.
I think a question I would ask to you then, Jake, and I'll ask it to the chat again, we'll come through the chat in a minute, is how would you feel going into next season without Jesse Lingard?
I wouldn't be so confident. Even let's just say we get into Champions League, we get into that third or fourth position. I feel if we go into there with a new striker, with Jesse Lingard, I think we'd be a force to be reckoned with, because I don't quite know what the word is with him there. He's just he's just got the experience. He's got and he takes us up the pitch. He's just something that we've missed
Yeah.
in the last couple of years when we play the counter-attacking football with David Moyes. It's just what we've missed, and he's brought him in. Fantastic signing. I mean, I'll be the first to put my hand up and say I was wrong with Jesse Lingard. I wasn't all for him to come in, but Moyes obviously knew him well from his time. Yeah, 8 games, 6 goals. 3 assists as well, 6 goals. That is incredible coming in. And I mean, the stats, they just keep on coming. They're just superb. And I feel Moyes knew him from his time at Man United. He's picked him up. And less honestly, I hope that we can get him and we keep Declan Rice. But it just does worry me when I say any negotiation has to involve Declan Rice. Obviously, we can't do that, really.
We can't, of course not. No, definitely not. I mean, the impact that he's had since moving up the ranks from the youth setup into West Ham has just been phenomenal, and he is, he's become the main man, or one of the main men. And the good thing about West Ham this season in particular, it's not just about the one man, but it might sound like we're talking about two particular men. Of course we're talking about two particular men, but the whole team. I mean, we could bring in Fornals, we could bring everyone stepping up to the equation, but this particular show is about Declan Rice and Jesse Lingard. And I don't doubt for a second, and I mentioned it there, when you look at all of Declan Rice's stats and his ability, the amount of pitch he covers so much ground, Jake. He's become such a pivotal part, not just to West Ham, but to England international football. And of course, I mean, who in the right mind wouldn't be interested in a player of the quality of Declan Rice? Now, the question I would ask is, another question is, why would Declan Rice leave, and how much is Declan Rice worth? But for me, and if I was to answer that question straight away, I don't know how much money you can really put on the head of a player, because of the history that West Ham have had with selling players and then bringing in, like for like, or someone better. It doesn't really work. It doesn't work that way. And a lot of fans previously would go, "I'll accept £100 million." Well, what's £100 million going to do? We can invest into a squad, but will it be enough? Will we get the right men? Will we get the right players on the park? £100 million, under David Moyes' new system, has proven that he doesn't need that amount of money to get the best out of players. And Jesse Lingard's a prime example. Thomas Souček's another example. Jared Bowen is an example. They're all the £20 million players that he's found who have sparked off something and done really well and progressed at the club. Jesse Lingard, though, what's your max you would pay?
30 million. I think he's that crucial to us. I really do. I feel that would be my top. I think, because I don't know even whether Moyes will pay that much for him. I don't know. It's down to whoever whoever makes a decision of how far they'll go. I just hope there's people in the chat saying it's just newspapers making up rubbish, and yeah, there you go.
Listen, I think that's, Rhonda and Tony, I think that is, I don't doubt for a second there's an element of, rumours, etc. But a lot of the time people can put two and two together, and you've got to think in the following way: most clubs' best players are going to be an option for another team. Every club, especially at what you would on paper say is West Ham not finishing in the top 4. So, why would no other club be looking at our players? So it would be silly for us to go, they're not going to look at the players. It's just a case of why. I suppose this is why we put this image in. Why would Rice leave? Well, why would Rice leave? If West Ham can finish this season and get to the top 4, Jake, and if we don't finish in the top 4 but get European football, that's a massive leap of progression for West Ham. What can that lead to next year? Rice could go to another club and not find a similar partnership that he's got with Souček, and not find if you look at the Chelsea links, for example, and look how Chelsea have been up and down over the last couple of seasons. Like, is that what Declan Rice needs right now? Or for his career, does he need to solidify and potentially stick with West Ham and stick with the project that David Moyes is doing? And that's the key thing here. And yeah, I get that people think it's paper news, but there's no ifs and buts about it. Teams will be sniffing around looking at him. Other teams will be sniffing around looking at Jesse Lingard. The thing I'm going to say about Jesse Lingard is he's 28. He's in the prime of his career. He's had a couple of not great seasons. However, before that, he was unplayable at times at Manchester United. He was unplayable at times for England. And it looks like we've maybe sparked that bit of love and care and dedication into Jesse Lingard and got that back. Now, I don't want West Ham to pay over the odds for any player, But if you're talking about a prime Jesse Lingard, Jake, you're talking about a lot of money. And it looks like
Yeah.
potentially West Ham are going to have to fork out. If we get Jesse Lingard for anything in the £20 million, I think that's a good deal.
Mm.
I got a suspicion we're going to have to pay more. I
Oh
really
yeah.
do. And will I want West Ham to pay more? Absolutely. Why? Look at the stats. Look at the impact the guy's had.
Yeah.
And it's not even about the stats, though. The stats I'm really interested in is things like he's had 5 block shots. He's had 16 fouls against. He gets West Ham and drives West Ham forward all the time. He's forward-thinking player. He's just extremely clever, and he's exciting to watch. And we always go on about players. When Dimitri Payet got the ball in a free kick, you were always like, "Oh, that feels like a penalty. Like he's got a chance of scoring."
Yeah.
When Arnautovic got the ball in the box, oh, there's a chance he's going to do something in the box. When Jesse Lingard gets the ball, not in the box or in a free kick position, Jake, when he gets the ball in West Ham's half,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm like,
Yeah.
where is this going to go?
I mean, just a fine example. The first goal against Wolves, he picked up the ball. And this is what we missed. There isn't a player that can pick it up and drive forward. He picked it up. He went. Antonio took the man nicely. And then cut the ball in. And a fantastic composed finish. I think the worry is that Man United are in the box seat here because there wasn't an option to buy on the transfer, on the loan, and I feel, but Man United, don't you think they've got to be a bit careful as well, because there is only 1 year left on his contract. He is 29. They've got to be careful what they ask for, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they do. I think, but then, what price can you put on a player that can, if he's got another 2 or 3 years at his prime level, West Ham, if we're wanting to make that step, have to probably. It's a tough one. I'll tell you what, Jake, let's go into the comments and see what everyone else is saying. Carl H, hello, thank you for joining us. We can't sell Rice, he's much more important. I mean, it's going to be a tough one here because you've got 2 massively important players. I mean, we're only talking about 2, but there's a lot more than that. Daniela Stewart, what the point in the transfer? We're going to need Rice next season more than Lingard. Obviously, that's you, Jake. Hope you're well. Good afternoon, Anton. Thanks, Ian. Happy Hammer. Thank you for joining us. Lee Vassallo. Hi, my West Ham family. Hope you're well. Mark Alexander. Thank you for joining us, mate. Mojo, Jojo, if the deal happens, what's your expected cash fee you want to have? Oh, God. Listen, let's talk like it was going to happen. I don't want it to happen. I don't think it will happen. But the only way I would want to see this happen, or if it had to happen, sorry, the only way it would soften, and it wouldn't even soften the blow. It would not soften the blow. But I want a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Even with Lingard, a lot.
If we put, let's just slap a 30 million let's go 30 million price tag on Lingard. That takes 30 million off that. What are you wanting for Rice then? So
90. I know, I'm trying to be realistic, right? 70. Like literally, he 70. Is that good. Yeah. The whole deal would have to be about £100 million, and I think that whole deal is going to put teams off dramatically. Depending on what they value Lingard at.
70 million there.
Yeah. Happy Hammer, Man United got no chances as good as Lingard is. Rice is West Ham's future. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and I agree with you, he is. London is claret and blue. Happy Hammer. Hey, Mark, you're all talking to each other. Vassallo. It first started at 10 million, then 15 million, 20 million, now more than 25. I don't want to pay more than 20 million, and if he stays at Man United, it's going to ruin him. Lee, I get that, and I understand that. The thing is, I think it was the fact that West Ham were rumoured, fans were potentially talking about it, probably the social media, YouTube, etc., were probably saying that he was valued, and how we were valuing him based upon how he was performing or not performing at Manchester United and not playing. But he's back, and he's back with a bang, and he's found his form. If he continues to form, most teams would struggle not to play him. He's being phenomenal. He has been unbelievable. So it'll be interesting. Bonnie, Lingard can control this like Payet did going back to Marseille. He can say, I will only sign for West Ham and no one else, driving the price down. He could do. Yeah, it's a good point, Bonnie. Absolutely. Michael, thank you for joining us. Lee, but Jesse is a hammer. La, la, la. He loves this club. I think he does, Jake. I think he really does actually like playing for West Ham. He looks like he's settled in really well. I think he's kind of, I think Fornals and, You know, I don't know if you've seen the clip of Fornals getting the
Yeah,
t-shirts made.
t-shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
yeah,
quality.
just
Yeah.
settling them all in, and that's what they want. It's a little bit like West Ham have gone, I'm going to put my arm around you, Jesse
I
Lingard.
feel just on social media, Jesse Lingard got 7 million followers on Instagram, and then the clip that he put on, half of it was West Ham clips, being at West Ham, scoring West Ham goals. He did a
Yeah,
giveaway of free West Ham shirts. Why would he be, giving away free West Ham shirts? All of this, all of that. I think he wants to stay at West Ham. I really do.
yeah, absolutely. Bonnie, we could tell United give us Lingard and you can have first option on Rice in 10 years. I tell you what, I'll take that, but I'll extend that to 20 years when he's literally retired. Happy Hammer Lee is saying the most I'd pay is 25 to 30 million. He's playing his best football of his life. That said, that price is based on his form now. I can't see him keeping this up for the next 3 to 4 years. But if he can keep it up for 2 years, and that 2 years could move West Ham to the Champions League, how much money is that worth? That's the question. Jojo, I'm a Man United fan. I would love to have Rice, but I definitely want to see Lingard and West Ham. And that's the vibe I'm getting a lot from. I get a lot of Man United fans contacting us on this channel. You probably get the same, Jake. I know you speak to them a lot on your channel as well. But a lot of them love Jesse Lingard, but would be happily see him come to West Ham.
Yeah, because I think that I've got a couple of Man United friends as well. I say, it's a new lease of life for him. They do think the ship sailed for him. They think that he won't get in. They won't get in ahead of Bruno Fernandes just because it's Bruno Fernandes, just for the name.
Yep. Michael D, afternoon, Anton. Both Declan and Jesse seem happy, and Moyes will want to keep them at West Ham at all costs. This is their first chance to push on for years. No deal. I completely agree with you. They can have Rice if we can have Rashford and Greenwood.
Could you imagine?
Bonnie, I think Solskjaer would not hold him back if he wanted to leave. Yeah, I agree with you, Bonnie. I think he wouldn't either. Zach, where is the proof that they have even said this? Sounds like bullshit paper, excuse my French, BS paper talk. Like I said, mate, there's a lot of rumours kicking about, and it's just us reporting to you the what if. And at some point, what we're really doing here is bringing to you West Ham want to sign Jesse Lingard, and Man United are going to want to drive the price up. Will Man United be interested in Declan Rice? Quite possibly. So we're just putting the scenario out there to talk about it, and let's see what's going to be happening with it. Happy Hammer, Rice is the first name on the team sheet for both club and country, all at the age of 22. He's borderline world class. Absolutely.
I agree.
Leave Salo, happy I'm torn only because I don't eat Rice. I don't want Rice to go. If it means a deal, let him sit in Man United bench and he'll be free in a year. Rice is worth way, way more than Lingard. That's from Ross. Ross is saying I'd put Rice at 60 million to 80 million. I would trade Rice for Lingard, £100 million and Rice. I mean, that would obviously, I know we're going to exaggerated prices here. 50 plus Lingard and Wayne Rooney. Zach Parker, I'm going to get so bored of this. Will be or won't he go? No player is bigger than the club, and he stated no desire to leave. Ross, your high mate. Rice is £120 million plus. That's the thing, though. It's like we're just getting some opinions out. Michelle, Lingard is still a Man United player. Don't forget that. Yeah, I do understand that, but I think he's found a club that maybe he's got a lot of passion for, and it's integral now that. Jake, that West Ham push on and get some form of European qualification, isn't it? In order to attract the players and keep the players on board.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's if we say Rice does go, you said he won't have Suchek there. He won't have like that type of partner. He'll become a small fish in a big pond, where he's a big fish in a small pond here. Really, or is it? To be fair, I don't know what I want to do.
This is a good point Bonnie's making. Rice is ambitious. He will leave one day. Every player's a price. I need to be like Leicester and not be scared of selling our best players for top prices to reinvest in players. I like what Leicester are doing. However, I think when you're talking about West Ham at such a pivotal stage in our progression, our step forward. And in order to make that step forward, it would be like taking a step forward, but taking 5 steps back in order to sell that, to bring in the finances to invest, because it probably wouldn't work that way. Anton, where's this story come from? It's just reports all over the news world, really, to be honest. Let's have a look and see what everyone else is saying. Rice doesn't want to go to Man United. Let's hope he doesn't. Don't think he does, because he wanted to England club and wasn't producing at Man United. Vaclav, hope you're well. Hi, Anton. Never give away Declan Rice. Jesse Lingard wouldn't be happy in Man United anyway. He wants to join West Ham permanently. You need wider squad for next season. We absolutely do. There's so many comments, Jake. I'm just trying to skip some because I'm cautious of the fact that Russ is about to go on So let me just see here. GP rumour has it is still painting.
Oh,
Vinay saying Rice won't go to West Ham if qualified for the Champions League. Crazy call. I don't think Lingard will be happy if Rice goes. Man U will do everything to get Rice. Wait for the 2-player deal for Rice next. Happy Hammer. He feels at home at West Ham. And now, who remembers the last game at Upton Park when he was on Man United coach and was being smashed up? So at least he knows he's have the most passionate fans. I wonder if he always remembers that. He's done a famous video, didn't he, Jake?
yeah.
The current West Ham setup is just what Lingard needed. He's in form of his life and back from the England squad. He'd be crazy not to sign for us, and I think he will. That's from Michael D. So yeah, that really kind of brings to an end our West Ham Daily Show. Jake, any final points you want to make?
Let's just hope this is not true, and we can get Jesse Lingard and Rice stays at West Ham.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. If you are watching us now, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the bell notification and leave a comment in the comments section once the video goes live. Really appreciate all your support. Also, go across to Jake's channel, West Ham Unofficial. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, put some comments onto his content as well. And we will be back for our preview, which is tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. We'll have a Leicester fan on as well. That's been confirmed. So we'll be back with our preview tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. That's Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, we'll be bringing you the live match day live. Jake, thank you for joining us.
No worries.
My name's Anton. He's Jake. This is West Ham Irons United. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.